Hi, thank you for taking the time today to watch my poster video. My topic of choice is a critical evaluation of the mutual recognition and the decentralised procedure for an EU marketing authorisation. Onto the background. There are many options available when applying for an MAA in the EU. Two options not being discussed in this poster are the centralised and national procedure. A national procedure is an application to only one country and often with no set timeline. The centralised is the complete polar opposite, issuing in all countries under one invented product name, one licence, and is very regulated in terms of timeline. It is for this reason that I've focused on just the MRP and DCP, which both allow the applicants to selectively choose countries, and this creates a complex regulatory strategy. When the MRP was originally introduced, this was a really significant change, as it allowed one dossier to be used for selective countries instead of multiple national licenses. This greatly reduced the burden on both companies and competent authorities, but it also led to an increase in harmonisation within the EU. Since then, the DCP has also been introduced and offers an alternative. This leads us to our research question and the purpose of this poster, which is to evaluate the advantages, disadvantages, and opportunities for these two procedures and ask whether there's still a need for the MRP. So the MRP can only be used when another MA for a product exists within Europe. This differs from the DCP, which is available with no former MAs. This is really significant because for the MRP, it automatically assigns that licensed country as the reference member state, the RMS. The DCP has no such restraints, and this allows for a much more strategic choice in the RMS, taking into consideration the competent authorities' experience in that therapeutic area and other products that are similar MAA submission responses and timelines. Another huge influence on regulatory strategy are procedural timelines. The combination of procedural timelines with the ability to have early discussions between the applicant and a competent authority could be seen as a huge advantage, and this would be an incentive to use the DCP. This is especially relevant when an applicant thinks that their submission might be controversial or require a lot of questions. As you can see here in figure 1, the timelines for the DCP to restart following a clock stop can be delayed, and the amount is variable by which RMS is chosen, another consideration to make. This is a key opportunity for improvement within this procedure. However, both procedures have challenges. When moving from one license to an MRP, it is essential to have a harmonised license, and this really can take considerable time, and generally as a result of a difference of opinion between the different competent authorities. Another consideration, as seen in figure 2, is the very significant difference in timings taken for the national phase following these procedure conclusions. As you can see, these can fluctuate substantially, and this would also tie into your regulatory strategy about which countries you pick and which procedure you pick. Finally, when looking into the future into lifecycle management, the MRP doesn't allow for simultaneous regulatory procedures to take place, and this will really drastically change your strategy and regulatory approach in that portion of your lifecycle management. In conclusion, it's clear that neither procedure is perfect. There are challenges and opportunities for growth with both. It appears that as the number of MRP submissions is declining, it might be advantageous to phase out the MRP in combination with the DCP merging and splitting, and this could really provide benefits to not just the applicant and competent authority in times of financial and time restraints, but also to patients in an increase in harmonisation and accessibility. Thank you so much for listening. These are my references, and I hope you have a great day.